Hello everyone and welcome to today's video. Today I'm going to be talking about the Brazilian Grand Prix for Formula 1. Obviously this video is incredibly late and I apologize for that. I just came back from a school camp, so that is why it's a bit late than usual, but it is what it is, I guess, so I still have to post it, and here it is. So before we get into that, let's now talk about the last race of the Formula 1 schedule, which is Abu Dhabi, for the end of the 2022 season. So we'll have FP1 and FP2 both on the 18th of November. FP1 that'll start at 2 o'clock to 3 o'clock. FP2 that'll start at 5 o'clock to 6 o'clock. FP3 in qualifying. FP3 that'll start at 2:30 to 5:30. In qualifying that'll start at 6 o'clock to 7 o'clock. And then the race on November 20th, that'll be on 5 o'clock to 7 o'clock. And obviously this is the times for the United Arab Emirates. So obviously if you live there or close there, it will be very, very similar. But if you live somewhere else, then it will be completely different. So that is the times for Abu Dhabi if you are in Abu Dhabi or in the United Arab Emirates. So let's talk about the Brazilian Grand Prix, shall we? And it was actually a very packed race, we'll say. The winner, also very unexpected, is George Russell, who gets his first win in Formula 1. In second place, we got Lewis Hamilton. Then Carlos Sainz ran at the podium. Then Charles Leclerc, Fernando Alonso, Max Verstappen. We need to talk about him and his teammate Perez as well later. Esteban Ocon, Valtteri Bottas, and last year ran out the top 10. Then we have, if we have a look, Sebastian Vettel, Zhou Guanyu, Mick Schumacher, Pierre Gasly, Alexander Albon, Nicholas Latifi, Yuki Tsunoda, and for the DNFs, that being Lando Norris, Kevin Magnussen, and Daniel Ricciardo. Those are the drivers. And obviously, Russell scored the fastest lap, and Gasly received a 5-second time penalty for speeding in the pit lane. I think that now means that he's, 2 penalty points away from a race ban. So if he does anything bad, or does anything naughty, in Abu Dhabi, he will not be able to attend the first race of next season, which is Bahrain, for Alpine. So they probably need to get a replacement driver if that is the case very, very, very soon. But for the stuff that happened, lap 1, Ricciardo and Magnussen, what happened to them? They collided. It was definitely Ricciardo's fault, I'll be honest. I can't remember where it was in the track, but I think it was like the Sector 2, Sector 3. And later as well, it was also announced that Ricciardo has got a 3-place grid penalty for the next race of Abu Dhabi. Lap 7, on the safety car restart, Hamilton and Verstappen collide. Where have we seen that before? Last year, quite a lot. But I think this is the first time that they've actually really collided though at this season, which is very impressive. And while that also happened as well, so Hamilton and Verstappen, that happened in the Senna S's. This one, between Leclerc and Norris, I can't remember where. I don't even know what's the quarter score, but it's like the pretty fast right-hander in Sector 2. Norris collided with Leclerc. Leclerc was then spinning into the wall. Laps 9, 14, 15, Hamilton makes a comeback. He was up to like 3rd place, I'm pretty sure. Lap 45, Hamilton passes Perez for 2nd, which means it was Mercedes 1-2 and that stayed like that for the rest of the race. Lap 52, Norris loses power. He was already sick during the weekend because I think it was it because of tonsillitis? No. It was because of food poisoning. That's why. It was because of food poisoning. So he had to set out for FP1, I'm pretty sure. And guess who subbed for him? Nick De Vries. Lap 63 to 65. Perez going down the order, finishing obviously in 7th place. And then George Russell gets his first win. Driver of the day was Lewis Hamilton. So why do we need to talk about the Red Bull guys? Well, let's just say there's a bit of a multi-21 situation now. I'm pretty sure what happened was that I think Perez wanted to pass Verstappen, and that didn't work out. Verstappen then later said it was mainly because of the Monaco qualifying crash where apparently Perez intentionally crashed, so Verstappen won't get pole. We don't really know if that's actually true or not, but that's what Verstappen thinks. Basically, just think of this as multi 21 2, but maybe multi 12. Maybe, I'm not too sure. Space, yeah. So it's crazy, or multi 111 if you want to go on about driver numbers, but it's pretty messy. Hopefully, it does get resolved during the end of the season, or even before, or even between Brazil and Abu Dhabi. But I'm not too sure about that. It's looking very messy, very scuffy. I think the Aston Martin boys also had a similar one to it. I think Vettel wanted Stroll to let him go, but obviously that also didn't work. I think Perez also said that about Verstappen, that this is what it says about, like, this is like what it says about his character or something. So Perez is obviously not a fan of him, of Verstappen during the Brazilian Grand Prix. And I don't think Verstappen was a fan of Perez back in Monaco. So basically a lot of controversy going around in the Red Bull camp, and it doesn't even matter as well, because I mean they've already won the championship, so I feel like there's no point of really just fighting themselves out. So it is what it is, I guess. So that is the Brazilian Grand Prix. Congratulations to George Russell as well. Let's now have a look at the driver standings. Max Verstappen is still once again in the lead. Obviously, he won the championship. Coming down to the final race, it is actually a tie between Leclerc and Perez. So that second place battle is going to be very interesting. Then we got George Russell, Lewis Hamilton, Carlos Sainz, Lando Norris, Esteban Ocon, Fernando Alonso, and Valtteri Bottas ran out of the top 10. Then we have Sebastian Vettel, Daniel Ricciardo, Kevin Magnussen, Pierre Gasly, Lance Stroll, Mick Schumacher, Yuki Tsunoda, Zhou Guanyu, Alexander Albon, Nicholas Latifi ran out of the top 20, and Nick De Vries and Nico Hulkenberg ran out the rest of the drivers. Now, I think we will be expecting Hulkenberg to be announced to be driving for Haas sometime coming up to Abu Dhabi, which will obviously be the final piece of the puzzle for the 2022 grid. If Logan Sargent can get their license, so the sub license points needed to drive for F1, which I'm pretty sure is 45. So I think he is currently third place. I think he needs to be I'm pretty sure in the top 6 to qualify for super license. So if that's the case, we will have 3 rookies probably: De Vries, Piastri, and Sargent. But we'll see. And obviously that's all for the Brazilian Grand Prix. Just a reminder that the next race is at Abu Dhabi for the final race of the F1 2022 season. So that's really about it for me. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Catch you guys next time in the next one. Goodbye.